praise team all around the applause. For them, did a beautiful job. Now, maybe everybody can't get in on this one. Hopefully you can. But if you got a great father, and I'm not talking about your earthly father, but if you got a great father that sits in heaven, that sits high and looks low, will you give him a round of applause and tell him thank you? I know we can do better than that. Can we tell him thank you? All he's brought us through, all he's seen us through, we thank him. We bless his name. Now, to all the men that are fathers, will you stand? All the men that are fathers, will you stand? Give them a round of applause. You know, on this day, I ain't gonna fuss, but I didn't see nobody selling no balloons on the streets. Y'all better bag me today now. This our day, so I'm gonna stand up for it. But y'all better help me. And we appreciate our mothers, but you know, sometime on Father's Day we be looking around, don't nothing be going on. But that's all right. That's what we do. Y'all in here, daddies, fathers, that's what we do. Even when don't nobody say thank you or whatever, we keep on pressing in that house. Don't feel like it, don't want to go, don't want to do it. That's what we do. Not to say this is our day, mother, so we ain't talking about y'all today. We talking about fathers. So that's what we do. And so we appreciate all of them and what we do and what God has called us to do. I was receiving texts from people this morning. I'm just grateful. You can't take fatherhood lightly because it's a responsibility. Many want to practice the authority, but they don't want to practice the responsibility. And you know, you got to be responsible. You got to say it when don't nobody else want to say it. Now y'all let me out here. I thought y'all were gonna talk to me. Sometimes I'll upset my whole house, but if I know it's right, it's all right with me. I have to maybe go back and explain it. Now, maybe this is why I'm doing this, is why I'm saying this. If you don't understand it now, I got to keep on pressing. And that happens. That's fatherhood. Sometimes mama has to call you and say, listen, now, you need to settle back. So it comes together, but this ain't y'all day. We talking about father, so I'm sorry. Anyhow, we're not going to be long. If you have the Bibles, we want to look at the Gospel according to Mark. Gospel according to Mark, the 3rd chapter. We found that in the New Testament, 2nd book of the New Testament, Matthew, then Mark. Mark, the 3rd chapter. And just for some clarity, I want to begin in verse 20. I'm going to read from verses 20 to 23, and then I'm going to pick back up in verses 31 through 35. That's Mark, the 3rd chapter, beginning in verse 20. You have to say amen.
Amen.
You need us to wait, say wait. Thank God we're all there together. It reads, and the multitude cometh together again, so that they could not so much as eat bread. And when his friends heard of it, they went out to lay hold on him, for they said, he is beside himself. And the scribes which came down from Jerusalem said, he hath Beelzebub, and by the prince of the devils casteth he out devils. And he called them unto him, and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And we're going to pick up in verse 31. There came then his brethren and his mother, and standing without, sent unto him, calling him. And the multitude sat about him, and they said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren without seek for thee. And he answered them, saying, Who is my mother or my brethren? And he looked around about them which sat about him, and said, Behold my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of God, the same is my brother and my sister and mother. You may be seated. We want to preach from this standpoint: family connection. Family connection. If you look at the life of Jesus, Jesus' ministry is just starting publicly. His ministry doesn't start until he's about 30 years old. Like his ministry, or his public ministry, only lasted for about 3.5 years. In those 3.5 years, Jesus shook up the world. This is just on my intro, but I have to stop even in my intro to tell you that in just a short time, if you are on the Lord's side, you can get a whole lot done in just a short time. If God is on your side, because many of us have been in trouble, many of us have had our backs against the wall, and in just a short time, we start to see that God will lift us out, pull us out of things that we thought we would never come out of, and place our foot on a rock, which is Jesus, and things become better. Are y'all in here? Jesus just started out in his earthly public ministry, but his ministry is building momentum. His ministry, Ms. Kellers, is building momentum because he's healing people. He's feeding people. He's causing blind eyes to become open. He's causing withered hands to be restored. He's casting out people that are full of the devil and restoring them to their right mind. His ministry is making momentum. I'm still in the intro, but I have to stop there. Make sure, if you have a relationship with Jesus, minister, I found out that his ministry in your life should always be picking up momentum. What that means is some ground that I had not surrendered to Jesus on last year. It should have been surrendered at least this year, because Jesus' ministry in my life should be building momentum. I see y'all gonna act funny with me today, but it's all right. His ministry, John, is building momentum, and whenever the Lord begins to do his work, you can always look for other folk to have something to say. And not to say anything nice, but to say some wrong things about the ministry. I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for a minute now. And as long as you ain't doing anything, as long as you ain't praying, as long as you don't want to worship the Lord, folks don't have anything to say. They'll shake your hand, they'll pat you on your back. But as soon as Jesus' ministry picks up momentum in your life, now everybody has something to say. Jews and the Pharisees are watching Jesus. Rather, they're watching him because they really want to accuse him. Y'all hold on to that point, because I'm connected up for you. They want to accuse him because, first of all, they watch Jesus Jesus to see if he's going to heal on the Sabbath. Jesus knows, minister, that they're watching, but he does it anyhow. Because the Sabbath already is made for him anyway. It's his day anyway. Matter of fact, every day is his day anyhow, but they upset. He heals a man's hand. And they're watching him to accuse him of wrongdoing. Now, if you know anything about Satan, Satan's job, his description in the Bible is that he is an accuser of the brethren. And whenever Jesus' ministry is building momentum and folks begin to want to accuse you, you already know that that's not of God, but they're working and doing Satan's work. I wish somebody would help me today. And I'm not in the crowd that blames everything on Satan, because sometimes it's us. Matter of fact, most of your struggles that you struggle with is more about self than it is Satan. Because Satan can only be in one place at one time. And if Satan is attacking this one, surely he can't be over it. That's in the Bible. Satan is not omnipresent. Only God is omnipresent. Only God can be everywhere all at the same time, not Satan. So the majority of the time we're struggling more with self than we are Satan. Preach, Josh, I'm trying. So the Jews, Jeanette, come all the way from Jerusalem because they have caught wind that Jesus' ministry is picking up momentum. They come down from Jerusalem to watch him. Jesus is still doing his thing. Can I tell you that even when people are trying to put you under the magnifying glass, even when people are trying to put you under the telescope to bring some type of dirt, you got to keep on still doing what the Lord says do. That they're watching them. And they are so disgusted with Jesus that the Jews hook up with folks they usually wouldn't even hook up with. It's in the text. I ain't making it up. They hook up with the Herodians. Well, who are the Herodians? The Herodians, Irene, are the Jews, but they are the Jews that are on with the Roman Empire. Teach us right, I'm trying. And the Pharisees have hooked up with the Herodians. They don't even like one another. The Pharisees are for Jerusalem. They are against the Roman Empire. The Herodians are Jews, but they are for the Roman Empire. But their hate for Jesus is so strong, they come together. What are you saying? When Jesus' ministry picks up momentum in your life, even all your enemies that really hate one another, they'll get together, they'll make alliances, they'll come together to try to stop what thus saith the Lord. I almost sat down on that point and went ahead and let the preacher open the doors of the church, because there was enough preaching right there that your enemies were trying to come against what God says for you to do. You can't worry about what's popular. Because what Jesus is doing, Linda, is unpopular. He's healing folk on the Sabbath. He's breaking the rules. He going in temples, throwing over tables. Y'all in here? He talking back to the Pharisees. They can't correct him. Actually, he correcting them. He telling parables that they can't really get. He telling stories because they have no spiritual insight, although they are doctors in the law, but they really don't have a relationship with God. Be careful of preachers because they got skill and because they went to school, but they don't have no anointing because they ain't spent no time with the Lord. You got to be careful. So his foes, his enemies, come against him. Now Jesus healed folk, he tried to go home. But they can't deny the power. Because they see the evidence, there's folk that were blind all these years, folk that were crazy out their mind. They walk around healed. Jesus tries to tip off to a solitary place to go home. But because he has the power and the anointing, they follow him. It said that they crowded him out. They crowded him so much they didn't even have room to eat bread. They couldn't even move. And here comes his folks. Here's the accusation. They said, no, this ain't good. They said, now we ain't gonna deny that we done seen people healed. We ain't gonna deny because you can't, because you see it. We ain't gonna deny that this man's hand was withered, mama, and now it's restored. We can't say it ain't being restored, but here's what we'll come up with. We'll say that he's only able to have power or cast out these demons with devilish power. It's right there in the text. It says that he must be casting out, so he's operating under the spirit or the power of Beelzebub. And we see this name all through the Bible, which really means Lord of the Flies. Y'all in here? Yeah. You really see God defeat Beelzebub when they were doing the plagues over with the Red Sea. When they were doing the plagues and they were trying to copy it. You see the Lord really show you who really has the power. But here's how Jesus answers them. It says he's acting under demonic force. So really what they say is that Jesus is possessed with the devil. Jesus said, now hold on. A house divided can't stand. Satan can't be against Satan. Yeah. He said, what I've been doing is casting out Satan. Yeah. So I got to be operating under the anointing of God because Satan don't go against Satan. Y'all in here? Yeah. He said, so he dismissed what they said. They say he's possessed. You think that would be it? That you would think that nobody else would have anything to say. Pull your feet back real tight now. Not only did his foes have something negative to say that he was possessed, now here comes his family. Yeah. His foes say he's possessed. Miss Cullins, his family says he's psycho. Yeah. It's in the text. It says that he's out of his mind. Yeah. He's went crazy. Yeah. Can I tell you that you can't worry about society and your family when you're trying to do what thus said the Lord? You got to go with the Lord. They say he's possessed, Robert. He corrects them. Now here comes his family and said that boy that went out of his mind. See, because folks will do that to you. When you forgive folks for doing the wrong, folks you used to run with, folks you used to carry the pistol and say, man, you crazy. You done went crazy? You telling me you gonna bless somebody? It looks crazy. But it's not crazy because you're doing what God says do. Come on. When folks drop the money in front, y'all in here, they dropped the $100 bill, they didn't know they dropped it, and here you are, you used to pick it up or put your foot over it, and now you're here, now you chasing folk down here, and you drop it. It looks crazy. His family says he's psycho. His foe says he's demon possessed. He's corrected his enemies. He's corrected his foes. Now he's going to correct his family. Because his friends and his family have said, we got to lay hold on him. We got to get this boy out of here before he get himself killed. He acting out here acting crazy. Got the Jews watching them, got the Herodians watching them. Folk walking around, we got a crowd at the house looking like a party. We causing too much trouble. There's too many cars parked in the yard. They worshiping the Lord too much. It's just too much. Let's go get it. Who can correct Jesus? Who can tell Jesus what to do? Huh? Who can straighten Jesus? But this is the position that they put themselves in to try to straighten Jesus. We finna go lay our hands on him and take him home. Jesus has his inner circle, Janelle, around him. Those are his disciples. But then he has some other disciples and followers that are around him. So his family can't get to him because there's a crowd around him. And here they are. I don't know if they wrote a note. I don't know. Just cut that fan off. I don't know if they wrote a note, but they got a word and said, tell Jesus to come here. Now, his enemies, mama, by them saying he was demon possessed, tried to discredit him.
Yeah.
His family says he's psychotic, and they send a note or send word to him to come here trying to disturb him. Preacher, you got to be careful of family members and foes who try to discredit and disturb you of what thus saith the Lord. I'm finna get out y'all way. Because there's gonna come a time that when you are doing what God says do, everybody's not gonna agree with it. Everybody's not gonna like it. Please get out of the mindset to think that, oh, I'm on the Lord's side, everything is gonna be good. No, God didn't promise that. He never said that you weren't gonna have problems. What he promised you is that I'll never leave you, I'll never forsake you. Even if I'm persecuted, even if I have to give my life for the gospel, God is with me. That's what he promised.
Amen.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Joel Osteen. No, Friday. Look, every day is not Friday, sir. It's not. Everything is not good all the time. But God is good all the time. Because God never promised me that everything was going to go right on this side of things.
Right.
I'm pushing to somewhere else.
Yes.
No more cities, you ain't got to worry about getting old. It's in the Bible. You don't have to worry about this. I don't know why we are trying to make heaven here, because then it's not here. You're going to go through some hell here. You're going to go through some high water here.
Yes.
You can say and think whatever you want to. You've been living enough, you've seen some hell.
Oh, yeah.
You've been walking with the Lord, you've been faithful, and you still caught hell. Jesus says, okay, these folks tried to discredit me, now here's my family trying to disturb me. He looks around. He says, hey, Jesus, your folks, they want you. Jesus is busy. His ministry picking up momentum. He's trying to teach. He's trying to heal folks. He's trying to give people some understanding. And here his family got folks tapping him on the shoulder. Hey, Jesus, stop what you're doing. Come here. You know, the Bible says, you know, you're unfit. Don't put your hand to the plow and look back. Jesus looks around and he asks a question. He says, who is my mother?
Wow.
Who are my brothers? Who are my sisters? Then he says this, behold, my mother, my sister, and my brother.
Yes.
I'm going to give you these 4 points and I'm done. He says, For whosoever shall do the will of God, the same is my brother and my sister and my mother. I'm going to get this and I'm gone. I'm going to hit them real quick. When he talks about the will of God, he's talking about 4 things. The first thing he's talking about, Abby, is purpose. Come out here to ask somebody, whose purpose are you fulfilling?
Right.
You got to ask yourself that every day. Are you following your own agenda? I know y'all don't like to write about it on this point. Are you following your own agenda? Do you really know why God has created you? You know, all of us that are God's children, we all share the same purpose. We might facilitate it in different areas. But our purpose, Mama, is to glorify God every day. That's why we're here. That's why the scripture says, let everything that have breath praise ye the Lord. That's why we are here, bro. We're here to lift up holy hands and tell God thank you. Lord, I praise you. Lord, I lift you on high. Lord, I magnify you. In spite of friends, in spite of family, in spite of my enemy, Lord, I give you the glory. She talks about whoever fulfills the purpose of God. Watch this. Secondly, that word will means pleasure.
Amen.
He says not only who is serving the purpose of God, but who is pleasing God.
Yes.
Without faith.
Amen.
Woo! I started to holler on that one. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. Are you pleasing God? Do you bring pleasure to God? When you worship Him, are you intimate with Him the way He's pleased? With your praise and your prayer and your walk and your everyday walk, is He pleased? For whosoever shall do the will of God, purpose, pleasure. Then he deals with decree, which means command. Whoever is doing the commandments of God. Y'all know the commandments, don't you? It's 10 of them. If you get familiar with them, it does not mean that we have not broken. Let me help somebody. It does not mean that we have not broken them. Y'all got quiet. Look, some of us probably don't break them today. Some of us have broke them this morning. Y'all gonna be real and here with me today? It doesn't, because I don't want to send nobody out of here trying to practice legalism, which means that you can earn salvation. Salvation is given. And because you have the purpose of God and you want to please God, then you follow His commandments. That's the Bible. I ain't doing it out of duty. I'm doing it because I want to please God. I want my Father to be happy with me. I want Him to be pleased when He sees me. Talks about purpose, pleasure. Talks about the decree, which is the command. Watch this, is the last one, I'm out of the way. He talks about desire. That's care. Do you care about what God cares about? I'm going to ask y'all one more time, but y'all was real quiet. Do you care what God cares about? There's a scripture, Jonathan, that says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these other things shall be added. But you know what it's talking about when it says, seek ye first the kingdom of God? What it's talking about, when you look that word up, what it means is, seek ye first the heart of God. And in God's heart is what God cares about. God cares about the drunk folk. God cares about the dope addict. God cares about the prisoner. Y'all in here? God cares about the hypocrite. He cares about the bum. You got to care about what God cares about. He cares about your enemy. You got to care about him too. Watch this. I preached all that to say this. He says, except those whosoever does the will of my Father. Those are my sisters.
Wow.
Those are my brothers.
Wow.
Those are my mother. Now sometimes I get slow. Sometimes I get slow. But last time I checked, Lord, if you tell me that I'm your brother, obviously we got the same father.
Amen.
It's a family connection. Except for those that do the will of God. Those are my brothers. Those are my sisters. And you ought to hold your head up high. Stick your chest out. I ain't saying get arrogant. I said hold your head up high. Stick your chest out, because we got an elder brother and we got a father that sits high and looks low, that created the heavens and the earth, and he's in control of everything. Father, I stretch
Glory.
my hands to thee.
Yes, God.
Woo! No other help
Thank you.
I know.
Yeah.
I done tried it my way.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Yep.
Matter of fact, I done tried it more than a few times on my way.
Right.
But it always ends up the same.
Right.
They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. He said, do the will.
Yes.
He said, if you do the will of my Father,
Yes,
you are my brother. You are my sister. Roger, I'm trying to get out of here, but watch this. See, when you got a family connection, that means y'all belong not only to the same family, but both the same house. In my Father's house, I'm trying to go, y'all. I'm many mansions. He said, I go to prepare a place for you, that where I am, ye may be also. I don't know. I hope you get the same Father I got, because I want to see him. I want to praise him. He has paved the streets with gold. He's going to open up the gates. Bro, you ain't got to worry about trouble no more. You ain't got to worry about no bills no more. You ain't got to worry about no enemies no more. No more bye-bye. No more sickness. No more car trouble. No more wrecks. Woo!
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jesus.
Glory.
You didn't feel like something wrong with you anymore. That was good. Good. That word was good. I was talking to someone on I think it was this week. I was Amber and Vince before they came back. I was on the phone with them when I was headed to work, and we was talking about something. The same thing he just said. I said about who is my mother and my father. I mean my mother, my sister, and my brother. Them that do the will of my Father. We just spoke on that, so I know it was God. The funny thing about it, I'm looking over at Irene and Amber like this. Same thing we just dealt with on last night. With family not agreeing with some things that I'm doing. But I'm doing the will of my Father. No matter if my family agree with it or not. I told them, I said, look, let me tell you something. When they said, I don't understand some things, blah, 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 blah. I told them, I said, let me tell you something. I'm not going to miss what God got for me just because you look at it this way. I said, I didn't understand it either, but I'm doing the will of my Father. Huh? Yeah. See what I'm talking about? Sometimes people will mess you up. And you see that looking to same you up. Lord, why you not blessing me? Why these doors not opening up? Why I'm going through this? Because you're still doing the same thing and trying to expect different results. That's why. Woo! That thing was good to me this morning. On Father's Day. That thing was good to me this morning. Thank you. Ooh, man. Thank you, Pastor. Ooh, man. I thank God for that. I'm telling you. God will just show up in confirmation that you're doing the right thing. I needed that confirmation this morning. That I was doing the right thing. I knew, but I just needed a little bit of confirmation. Now I'm good now. So if family call me, I'm be like, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't call me at all. Now, you can be mad at me if you want to. We got a family reunion coming up, but I can turn around and come back home if you want me to. Because we're not going to argue about this. You do what you want in your house, but I'm going to do the will of my Father.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my.
Jesus.
Woo! The doors of the church are open. You would like to join today? This is a beautiful church. My family, we made the decision last week to join this beautiful congregation. Like I said, this is a beautiful place. Not the place itself. The place itself is beautiful, but I'm talking about the hospitality. The Spirit of the Lord is in this place, and they have welcomed us from day one. So we love it. We love it. And if anybody would like to join the church today, the doors are open. You want that relationship with God?
Yes, sir.
When you give your heart to Him, it belongs to Him. Things will get better. You still have trouble.